బేసిస్లో కూర్చోండి ప్లీజ్. గ్యాస్కి రైట్ సైడ్ ఎంటీ సీట్స్ చాలా ఉన్నాయి, దయచేసి ఫ్రంట్లో ఖాళీ చేసి అక్కడ కూర్చోండి. దయచేసి ఆ మిడిల్లో ప్లేస్ ఖాళీ చేసి ఖాళీగా ఉన్న సీట్స్లో కూర్చోరా ప్లీజ్. Chief Guest is about to arrive, please. And also on the occasion of the 112th Jayanti of Mother Teresa, Honorable Chief Minister is garlanding the photo of Mother Teresa. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. భారతీయ సంస్కృతిని సంప్రదాయాన్ని అనుసరిస్తూ ఏ కార్యక్రమాన్నైనా మనం జ్యోతి ప్రజ్వలనతో ప్రారంభిస్తాం. అదేవిధంగా అజ్ఞానం అనే చీకటిని తొలగించి విజ్ఞానం అనే జ్యోతిని జ్వాజ్వల్యమానంగా ప్రకాశింపజేయడానికి సూచనగా ఈనాటి కార్యక్రమం ముఖ్య అతిథి గౌరవనీయులైన ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాష్ట్ర ముఖ్యమంత్రి వర్యులు శ్రీ వైఎస్ జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు ఈ కార్యక్రమాన్ని జ్యోతి ప్రజ్వలనతో శుభారంభంగా ఆరంభించారు. అదేవిధంగా ఆల్ ది అదర్ డిగ్నిటరీస్ ఆఫ్ ది స్టేట్, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Please be seated in your respective seats. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the wonderful start of Government of Andhra Pradesh and Parley for the Oceans Partnership on Plastic Waste Management. Now I request all the audience to please be seated in your respective positions, please. We are going to start the ceremony, so please be seated. I request Mr. Satya Tripathi, sir, the Secretary General, GASP, to please address the gathering. Sir.
Thank you. The Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, His Excellency Sri Y.S. Jagannath Reddy, dignitaries on and off the dais, Dr. Rajiv Kumar, former Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog and member of the Leadership Council of the Global Alliance for a Sustainable Planet, Mr. Cyril Guch, the founder and CEO for Parley for the Oceans. Greetings to all of you from the Global Alliance for a Sustainable Planet. I am very delighted to be here today because Andhra Pradesh is about to become the epicenter of the fight against climate change, the nucleus from which the best practices will emerge for the rest of the world to follow. We are going to show the rest of the world that we can and we will fight climate change, environmental degradation, and the destruction of the natural habitat by starting with plastic, but it will not stop there. There will be many more frontiers to cross. And in that, I want to congratulate the Honorable Chief Minister and the founder of Parley for the Oceans for this catalytic partnership. We are delighted to have played a part in bringing these champions together, and we will work with them not just today. As much as we are happy at this announcement and this launch event, please bear in mind this is just the beginning. We have to work very hard to make it happen. And when it is done, Andhra Pradesh will become the first state or geographical entity in the world with 55 million people to have gotten rid of plastics. And that's an amazing achievement when we get to that point by 2027. But the work starts now, and I am extremely delighted to be here today, and I want to thank the Honorable Chief Minister for his leadership. I used to be the Assistant Secretary General of the UN, and in my role as the head of the UN's Environment Management Group, I would often meet a lot of politicians, a lot of ministers from around the world. And my biggest regret was that we met politicians that make promises that never meant to be kept. Here we have a leader who actually keeps his promises. And we met, of course I have been meeting the Honorable Chief Minister on other work as well, but Cyril came and met him in April. And within less than 4 months, we've actually come to a point that he has the confidence and respect, not just for the leadership, but the people of Andhra Pradesh. He loves Andhra Pradesh and he loves India, as he tells me. And this is the beginning of something extraordinary. It is difficult to explain because there is nothing like this that you can compare anywhere else in the world. And that is why it is absolutely, absolutely outstanding. Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, for your leadership. And we are so proud to be partnering with you today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the beautiful words, sir. Now I request Mr. Cyril Gush, the founder CEO of Parley for Oceans, to address the gathering. Sorry? Yes.
No? All right. If you have a handheld, that would be amazing. Thanks. All right. Full house. So first of all, thank you. Thank you everybody who came today to celebrate with us this moment, this really important moment for us at Parley. But before I talk and I speak and I dive into what we're doing together, I want to thank Satya Tripathi from the Global Alliance for a Sustainable Planet, because he brought me to India. And last October when I came here, I realized that I missed something my whole life without knowing it. And when I arrived this time, I felt already a little bit at home. Honestly, it's a beautiful country, beautiful people, and honestly, I love your spirituality and I love what you have in your minds, in your hearts. And the planet right now needs India, needs Andhra Pradesh, needs Vizag. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Visakhapatnam? Visakhapatnam. Okay, I'm German, okay? So please forgive me. You can criticize me if you can spell my name right. But then I want to also thank Dr. Rajiv Kumar, who invited me to a strategic dialogue back then in October, and he brought everybody together you can bring together in this country, and we discussed strategic options of solving the biggest environmental issues we are facing on this planet right now. The plastic crisis, the climate crisis, the fishing crisis. And from this high-level conversation, I landed then this year in Andhra Pradesh, and I met you, Jagan Mohan Reddy. So, okay, took it. So, I don't know what to do now. What do you want from me? All right, I have to learn a lot, okay? So the interesting thing is, I meet a lot of government leaders. I meet a lot of presidents. I sit in these meetings at the United Nations, World Bank, endless meetings, lots of words, lots of talking, lots of money spent, but not in a good way, often. So this meeting was very different. We met, I think, for 2 hours, and after that, I met pretty much his whole team. And we worked out a plan within 1 day. Like fast, concrete, all the right people on the table. And I think that was in April. And now we are here, not with words, but with a plan. We're gonna end the plastic crisis in Andhra Pradesh. Rapidly, fast. And you can call me now a rag picker. I am probably your #1 waste picker from now. Because a waste picker in the future is a very good profession. It's a designer, it's an inventor. It's somebody who has a very good salary. It's somebody who has career opportunities, because I think people that actually focus on solving environmental issues need to be celebrated. They shouldn't do it just to survive. So we're bringing jobs. We're building a big facility. We are building a facility that can take trash from the beaches and recycle it, that can use 3D printers and print trash into furniture, houses, boats. So in 6 years from now, if everything goes according to plan, there is no plastic problem anymore in this state. And plastic, I have to quickly speak about plastic, because we grew up with this idea that plastic is so good, it's so modern, it's futuristic, it's great. It's not. Sorry to break it to you. Plastic is a design failure. Plastic consists of very nasty chemicals. And if you take a plastic bottle and put it into the sun, or even if you don't put it into the sun, it leaches chemicals into the water. It sheds microparticles into the water. It gases off chemicals. Plastic is not the solid object that is safe. It's actually quite dangerous. It creates a lot of sicknesses. And not just for animals. And if you know a fisherman, if you are a fisherman, then you know what plastic does to the fish. It's very rare that you find a fish without plastic in its belly. It's very rare that you find a goalkeeper, a soccer goalkeeper, that doesn't have chemicals of plastic in their blood, because the grass they play on is made from plastic. And when they fall, when they jump, it goes into their system. It's very rare, and I bet of everybody here in the room, you all have plastic traces in your blood. And that's dangerous. It doesn't belong there. So plastic needs to go. But right now, I wouldn't be here. We are depending on plastic. And this is the first step that we're doing. We stop making more plastic. We take everything back that we made already, recycle it, and make products out of that. But in 10 years from now, we should not have plastic anymore. We should have new materials that are as intelligent as a flower. I'm happy it's not a plastic flower. So we have not been able to grow materials like nature does. But that's the target. The ultimate target is to be as intelligent, as high-tech as nature is. Grow stuff instead of killing, instead of polluting. That's true high-tech. Millions and billions years of research and development. And that brings me again to India, that brings me again to Andhra Pradesh, that brings me again to Vizag. I believe that this country can crack the future of materials based on biology. I believe that we together can create a material revolution and can totally innovate, totally change what the West made wrong in the first place by introducing materials that are toxic. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for those valuable words. Now I request Sri Adimulupu Suresh Garu, Honorable Minister for Municipal Administration and Urban Development, to please address the gathering.
Most pragmatic, charismatic, visionary, ఈ రాష్ట్రాన్ని అభివృద్ధి పదంలో ముందుకు తీసుకుపోతూ స్ఫూర్తిదాయకమైనటువంటి నాయకత్వాన్ని అందిస్తున్నటువంటి హానరబుల్ చీఫ్ మినిస్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ శ్రీ వైఎస్ జగన్మోహన్ రెడ్డి గారు, మనం అందరం ప్రేమగా పిలుచుకునే జగనన్నకు, మిస్టర్ సిరిల్ గుచ్, ఫౌండర్ పార్లేస్ ఫర్ ది ఓషన్, మిస్టర్ సత్య త్రిపాఠి, సెక్రటరీ జనరల్, గ్లోబల్ అలయన్స్ ఫర్ సస్టైనబుల్ ప్లానెట్, and colleague ministers and the dignitaries present on the dais and all the stakeholders present of the dais, a very good morning to you. Perhaps we have seen the world's largest beach cleaning event in the morning, and you all know that our Honorable CM is committed to make Andhra Pradesh plastic free. That's the reason why we are here for entering into an MoU with Parley for the Ocean, an historic event in the history of cleaning up the ecosystem, marine ecosystem of the Andhra Pradesh. Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh has launched the Clean Andhra Pradesh Jagannath Swachha Sankalpam program on 2nd October 2021 with an aim to improve the sanitation conditions and waste management in the state with public participation. State has taken many initiatives under the dynamic, pragmatic leadership of our Honorable CM, Sri Y.S. Jagannath Reddy Garu, like green cities, smart cities and garbage-free cities now, which we are going to see in near future. The state has taken up lot of projects under waste management which have been established under various modes. Carrying forward the spirit further to curb pollution caused by littered and unmanaged plastic waste, the Honorable CM has instructed us to take up major initiatives to eliminate and eradicate the use of single-use plastic and other plastics that cause marine plastic pollution and other environmental threats. Clogging of drains, water bodies create wide range issues to the public, both immediate and long term. Once plastic enters the sea, it has no boundaries. Waves can carry plastics to even the farthest reaches of the ocean, which impacts not only the marine ecosystem but also the livelihood of the fishermen. In this context, considering the adverse effect of littered single-use plastic items in the marine ecosystems, plastic-free oceans or marines program has to be taken up by Ministry of Municipal Administration and Urban Development Department to make all the coastal area in Andhra Pradesh plastic free. In view of this, Government of Andhra Pradesh is collaborating with Parley Global Alliance for Sustainable Planet for its support to the state of Andhra Pradesh in many of our ambitious programs on protection of marine ecosystem along the 975 kilometers of sea coast environment from plastic pollution by 2027. In this context, I would like to quote the saying of one Nobel laureate, Wangari Maathai, who says, environment and economy are really two sides of the same coin. If we cannot sustain the environment, we cannot sustain ourselves. This is exactly the philosophy of our Honorable Chief Minister Sri Y.S. Jagannath Reddy Garu. ముందు ఎకానమిక్ సిస్టంలో ఈ పోస్ట్ అన్నిటినీ మరి డెవలప్ చేస్తూ మరి ఆర్థికంగా పరిపుష్టి చేయాలని ఒక ఆలోచనతోటి పోర్ట్స్, ఫిషింగ్ హార్బర్స్ అని పెట్టిన తర్వాత now we are concentrating, our Honorable CM has concentrated on developing the marine ecosystem. So an ambitious project has never been attempted at such a large scale, not only in the country but also across the nation worldwide. Despite this project, the project has targeted results in stipulated timelines such as creating some employment and creation of a lot of earning for every rag pickers in the state who are into this picking of the waste from the sea coast. On behalf of the state of Andhra Pradesh Department of Municipal Administration, we would like to thank Mr. Cyril Guch for coming forward and working with Andhra Pradesh and setting up Parley Super Hub and also Parley Future Institute here. The initiation by Parley will inspire many more organizations to come forward and collaborate with the state and play a crucial role in creating clean Andhra Pradesh in true sense. Government of Andhra Pradesh and Parleys can make it success with the support from public by using alternative products to single-use plastics and stop littering. Under the dynamic, pragmatic, benevolent leadership of Honorable CM, who has great vision, has really transformed the state in a short span of 3 years, and by adopting the mantra of decentralization in administration, decentralization in development, the people of Andhra Pradesh are looking forward for your leadership, Anna, in the years to come, at least for 3 decades, 3 దశాబ్దాలు మీరు ఈ రాష్ట్రానికి ముఖ్యమంత్రిగా ఉంటే తప్ప ఈ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రీబిల్డింగ్ జరగదని చెప్పి మరి అందరూ ఘోషిస్తున్న సందర్భంలో which has lost, the state has lost considerable energy, considerable resources due to reorganization under your leadership. We will definitely follow the philosophy of Honorable Chief Minister forward and make Andhra Pradesh plastic free city. Thank you. Jai Jagan.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable words. Now the sign of agreement, exchange of MoU's by Government of Andhra Pradesh and Parley for Oceans. On behalf of Government of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Lakshmi Ma'am, Special SC, will take charge.
మైక్స్ ఇచ్చేస్తా వెళ్ళిపో మైక్స్ ఇది ఆన్లో ఉంది కదా తీసుకోండి అయిపోయింది అనౌన్స్ చేయాలి ఫోన్ తీసుకుని
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And now the moment we all have been waiting for, Mantri garu cheppinattu Jagan Mohan Reddy garu andam kanna Jagananna anadam Andhra Pradesh Rashtra prajalandariki adbhutamaina garvakaranamaina vishayam. I request today's chief guest and Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy garu, to address the gathering.
ఈరోజు ఒక మొమెంటస్ మూమెంట్. కాసేపు ఇంగ్లీష్లో ప్రస్తావించిన తర్వాత చివరిగా తెలుగులోకి వస్తాను. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ నుంచి మనం మాట్లాడే మాటలు గ్లోబల్ ఆడియన్స్కి కూడా చేరాలి. ఆంధ్ర రాష్ట్రం వేస్తూ ఉన్న అడుగులు ప్రపంచ మ్యాప్లోకి ఎక్కాలి. కాబట్టి కాసేపు ఇంగ్లీష్లోకి మాట్లాడిన తర్వాత దెన్ తెలుగులోకి మళ్ళీ షిఫ్ట్ ఓవర్ అవుతాను. మొట్టమొదటిగా warm greetings to all the esteemed guests who are present in this august gathering, especially to Shri Rajiv Kumarji, Leadership Council, GASP, and also ex-Vice Chairman, Niti Ayog. And Shri Satya S. Tripathi, Secretary General, Global Alliance for Sustainable Planet. Shri Cyril Ghosh, CEO, Parley for the Oceans. And my heartiest congratulations to the people of Visakhapatnam for turning out in such large numbers for what is perhaps the world's largest beach cleanup event which took place this morning. In fact, I was told that approximately 22,000 people participated, 40 locations, 28 kilometers, right from Gokul Beach to Bhimli Beach, and 76 tons of plastic was collected. This community spirit is equally amazing, and that is what makes Vizag such a special city. Environment and economy. These are the two sides of the coin. If we cannot sustain the environment, we cannot sustain ourselves. Our primary focus is inclusivity and sustainability. If we look at the short term, while compromise on the long term, we would never be sustainable. And that is the reason why our government has embarked on a journey of holistic and sustainable development through the convergence of human, physical, and financial resources. Developing sustainability is the only way forward, and we have to ensure that we protect our environment or nurture it as we pass it on to our children and the coming generation. Now, most importantly, how do we achieve this? And what are the steps that we've taken in this direction? These are the few questions that we would have to answer ourselves. For the months that have passed, during the months that have passed, Andhra Pradesh government has come up with a CLAP program, wherein the program was launched on 2nd October, wherein approximately 4,097 garbage collecting vehicles were launched. In fact, the most important aspect in this program is we've made the Sachivalayas, the ward Sachivalayas and the Grama Sachivalayas the center of the theme. In fact, thanks to the efforts that the program has increased the rural household garbage collection rate from 22% to 62%, even though our target is to move to 100% at the shortest time possible. Now moving forward to a few facts, lesser known facts, but nevertheless facts that we all would have to remember. Do you actually know that 70% of the Earth's oxygen is produced by marine plants? Meaning to say that our entire rainforests contribute only 28% of the Earth's oxygen, whereas 70% of the oxygen comes from the oceans, comes from the marine plants in the oceans. These marine plants such as phytoplankton, kelp, algal plankton, these plants produce oxygen as a byproduct of photosynthesis. In fact, one such important phytoplankton is Prochlorococcus, which probably is the biggest contributor of oxygen into the atmosphere. I mean, these are the facts that probably very few people are aware of it. In fact, these are the facts that we would have to be aware of these facts, and we would have to ensure that we know these facts and we protect our environment, predominantly being our seas. In fact, so much so that the plastic in the seas have increased so much so that the catch in the seas has now moved to 40 to 50 kilometers deeper into the ocean. Meaning to say that the plastic debris injures and kills the fish, seabirds, and marine mammals, impacting almost 267 species worldwide have been affected. In fact, so much so that the sea salts produced in Asian countries like Indonesia and India have displayed higher levels of microplastics pollution, which directly affects the people. And this is the reality. In fact, Andhra Pradesh is gifted with the second largest coastline in India, approximately 975 kilometers of coastline. Vast stretches of sandy beaches, wildlife, and bird sanctuaries. As a citizen of Andhra Pradesh, it is our responsibility to protect our coastline, and the government on its part should do whatever it takes to ensure that this happens. The government of Andhra Pradesh has initiated plastic-free oceans. This program, in partnership with Global Alliance for Sustainable Planet and Parley for the Oceans. These are the two organizations that are involved for cleaning up the shores of Andhra Pradesh. This combination would actually be the future of Andhra Pradesh. Now, moving further, Global Alliance for Sustainable Planet works towards building partnerships. I'm just explaining what these companies do. One such company that I have named earlier, Global Alliance for Sustainable Planet, this company works towards building partnerships, identifying champions, incubating ideas, and leveraging private finance for public good, especially in areas of green transformation, climate change, and sustainable development. Now, the other company, that is Parley for the Ocean, works. Now, what does this company do? Extensively, this company works on major threats to the ocean with special focus on plastic pollution and its effect on marine ecosystem. Parley Global Cleanup Network works on removal of ocean plastic, reprocessing these materials, and usage, thereby enhancing the planet's sustainability, in partnership with global consumer brands like Adidas, Louis Vuitton, American Express, Mercedes-Benz, and this list can go on. Government of Andhra Pradesh and Global Alliance strategic partner Parley are entering into this MoU towards achieving the following results. Number one being, develop and implement improved sanitation and waste management system. Deploy air stations. Air stations meaning avoid, intercept, and redesign plastic. So to deploy air stations, approximately 500 in mandal and urban local bodies. Create 10 eco-innovation hubs. Fourth being, intercept plastic waste along the coastline, in the drains, in the irrigation channels and rivers. Intercept plastic. Number 5 being, mobilize approximately 20,000 ocean warriors and train them. Now, what these people are doing is, in the course of next 6 years, they would be deploying approximately $2 billion, meaning to say approximately 16,000 crores of investment would come only into the sector. Just not this alone, but providing employment to 20,000 people with a minimum of at least 16,000 rupees payable to every single person. And finally, to develop corporate network to utilize the recycled and upcycled materials. So this is broadly the engagement with them. In fact, this is a very ambitious project. It has never been attempted before in Andhra Pradesh, especially with this kind of geographical area, with a population of 52 million people and a coastline of 975 kilometers. I want to thank Mr. Cyril Ghosh for deciding to set up Parley Super Hub, meaning recycling and upcycling the plastic waste. Now this is going to come up in the state of Andhra Pradesh, probably, preferably in Vizag, to deal with plastic menace in Andhra Pradesh and other parts of India as well. I want to thank him also for deciding to set up the Parley Future Institute. Now this is going to be a landmark. This is going to bring the world to Andhra Pradesh. It's a cutting-edge research center for future new materials. Now this is going to change the face, change the landscape of Andhra Pradesh in many different ways. So all this is going to come up and eventually lead to a situation where we would have a plastic pollution-free Andhra Pradesh going forward in the years to come. Probably, in fact, Cyril was very bullish, and he said by 2027 we would ensure that such situation does come up in Andhra Pradesh, where Andhra Pradesh will be plastic pollution-free by the end of the year 2027. A very ambitious target, but nevertheless, with the right kind of mind, with the right kind of energy, right kind of focus, definitely achievable. My profound thanks to Cyril to come around, to have, to make Andhra Pradesh their base, Vizag their base, and my profound thanks to Shri Rajiv Kumar, ex-Vice Chairman Niti Aayog. My profound and sincere thanks, because without you this would not have materialized. And of course, Shri Satya S. Tripathi, without whom also this would not have materialized. Now moving on to Telugu. ఎక్కువసేపు మాట్లాడను, చాలాసేపు ఇప్పటికే మాట్లాడాం కాబట్టి చిన్న చిన్న అంశాలను మాత్రమే ప్రస్తావిస్తాను. కారణం ఏమిటి అనంటే, ఈ అంశాలు మన వాళ్ళకు కూడా తెలిసి ఉండాలి. అందులో కొన్ని ముఖ్య అంశాలు ఏమిటి అనంటే, ఎందుకు మనం ఈరోజు ఈ కార్యక్రమం చేస్తూ ఉన్నాము, ఎందుకు మనం ప్లాస్టిక్ను పంపించే కార్యక్రమం చేయాలి అని చెప్పి ఒక గొప్ప ఆలోచన నిర్ణయం ఎందుకు తీసుకుంటా ఉన్నాము, మన సముద్ర తీరాలు, మన సముద్రము ఎందుకు క్లీన్గా ఉండాలి అని ఎందుకు ఆలోచన చేస్తూ ఉన్నాము అన్నది ప్రతి మెదుడులోనూ కూడా ఈ ఆలోచనలన్నీ కూడా తిరగాలి. ఈరోజు వాస్తవం ఏమిటి అనంటే, ఈరోజు మనం పీల్చుకుంటా ఉన్న గాలి, ఈ గాలిలో 70% ఆక్సిజన్ ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తూ ఉంది అనంటే అది సముద్రంలో ఉన్న ప్లాంట్స్ నుంచే వస్తూ ఉంది అన్నది ఒక గొప్ప సత్యం. ఈరోజు భూమి మీద ఉన్న మొత్తం చెట్లన్నీ కలిపి కూడా ఇచ్చేది ఎంత ఆక్సిజన్ అనంటే కేవలం 30% మాత్రమే ఆక్సిజన్ ఇస్తూ ఉంటే 70% ఆక్సిజన్ సముద్రంలో ఉన్న చెట్లలో నుంచి, సముద్రంలో ఉన్న ప్లాంట్స్ నుంచి వస్తూ ఉందన్నది మర్చిపోకూడని సత్యం. ఇటువంటి సత్యం కాబట్టి దీన్ని కాపాడుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం కూడా మనకి ఎంతైనా ఉంది. ఈరోజు మన సముద్ర తీరాలు చూస్తే, మన సముద్రాలే చూస్తే ఎక్కడ చూసినా కూడా ప్లాస్టిక్ కనిపిస్తూ ఉంది. సముద్రం లోపల కూడా కనిపిస్తూ ఉంది. ప్లాస్టిక్ డెబ్రీస్ అంతా కూడా ఎక్కడ పడితే అక్కడ సముద్రంలోకి వదిలేయడం జరుగుతూ ఉంది. సముద్రం అంతా కూడా, సముద్రం గర్భంలో కూడా ప్లాస్టిక్ కనిపిస్తూ ఉన్న పరిస్థితిలోకి ఈరోజు రాష్ట్రం ఉంది, దేశంలో అదే పరిస్థితి, బహుశా ప్రపంచంలో కూడా చాలా చోట్ల కూడా ఇదే పరిస్థితి ఉన్న నేపథ్యంలో వీటిని ఒక పరిష్కారం వెతకాలి, ఒక సస్టైనబుల్ పరిష్కారం వెతకాలి అని చెప్పి ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాష్ట్రం అడుగులు ముందుకు వేస్తుంది. ఇందులో భాగంగానే 2 కంపెనీస్ను ఇవాళ ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాష్ట్రం భాగస్వాములుగా ఆహ్వానించడం జరిగింది. ఒకటి గ్లోబల్ అలయన్స్ ఫర్ సస్టైనబుల్ ప్లానెట్ వర్క్స్ అనే ఒక కంపెనీ, GASP ఒక కంపెనీ అయితే, రెండో కంపెనీ పార్లేస్ ఫర్ ది ఓషన్ వర్క్స్, ఇది రెండో కంపెనీ కింద ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్ రాష్ట్రం టైఅప్ అవుతా ఉంది. ఈ గ్లోబల్ అలయన్స్ ఫర్ సస్టైనబుల్ వర్క్స్ వీళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు అంటే, వీళ్ళు పార్ట్నర్షిప్స్ను ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తారు, ఐడియాస్ తీసుకొస్తారు, గ్లోబల్ ఫైనాన్సెస్ కూడా తీసుకొచ్చి గ్రీన్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్, క్లైమాటిక్ చేంజ్ కోసం కృషి చేస్తారు. కాసేపటి కిందట సెరెల్, ఈ పార్లేస్ ఫర్ ది ఓషన్ వర్క్స్కి సంబంధించిన కంపెనీకి సంబంధించిన ప్రతినిధిగా తాను మాట్లాడుతూ కొన్ని విషయాలు చెప్పాడు, కొన్ని చూపించాడు. ఫర్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ అక్కడ బూట్లు చూపించమని ఒకసారి చూపించాడు.